Welcome back, my beautiful people, to Lyin podcast, the show that is free of judgment and you can say and do whatever you want because who's gonna really say something to me? I'll wait. This podcast focuses on pop culture, current events, community, mental health, self-development, and every single thing in between. I'm inspired by conversations on social media and in real life. So I figured I'd use my voice as a vehicle to spark healthy convos between people who literally need it the most, which is women, LGBTQ+, and Black and brown people. We have a voice, you have a voice, let's use it. So, last episode was quite interesting, to say the least. I got a lot of feedback because I had a very transparent moment where I shared how I once dated someone who was closeted, and I caught him dealing with a man, and I chose to share that story for story time. That is my story, and I'm not afraid of it. But let me tell you something, y'all were shook, okay? Like, I don't know what you think this is, but there's a lot of people around you that share that very same story, if not worse. So I just shared that to let y'all know it's not about a gay or a straight thing. It's about like a lying thing. Don't get into relationships with people if you're not ready. What are you rushing for? What is the problem? Why don't you learn to love yourself first and stop worrying about being like hugged up at night? If that's the case, just get you a partner. Get you somebody that shares the same interests and doesn't want any commitments, doesn't have to worry about you cheating or lying or not being loyal. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be out here lying to people. And that's what the last show was about, because I went through my ex-boyfriend's phone and found some real sus shit. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's a new day. It's a new life. That was like 12 or 13 years ago. Doesn't matter. But what does matter is the going through the phone part. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Like, you going through somebody's phone is so controversial and it sparks so many feelings. Like, people feel so wild when it comes to this thing. Like, I have one group of people who are my friends and they're like, I don't know about you, sis, but I'm about to go through this phone, okay? And other people are like, yeah, like, why am I violating someone's privacy? It's their phone. I don't even care if I pay the bill. Listen here, I'm never going through a phone again. I'm never going through a phone again. If I have to touch my partner's phone, they gotta tell me like, hey, can you just go through the phone really quickly because I forgot to do X, Y, and Z. Can you just send this out or shoot this text or send this email? Something like that. I am not, I repeat, going through anyone's phone ever again that I am in a relationship with, because if I feel like you're doing something, I'm gonna ask you. And if you lie to me, just like last episode, what did I say? The number one thing for me is the lies. I don't care if you messed up. Everybody's gonna mess up, okay? If you messed up, there's certain levels though. You know what I'm saying? There's certain levels of you dishonoring our relationship. There's different levels. But if you did something a little sneaky, like you took somebody on a date or something, I'ma still fight you, but at least you tell me the truth. You know what I mean? And I don't wanna find out through your phone, because what good can come out of going through someone's phone? What good can come out of it? Because once you go through it, you're not gonna find anything like that you like, because you already have the idea in your head. Let me go find out what this bitch is doing. You know what I'm saying? Let me find out. I know he got some bitches. Let me find out. You know what I mean? Like, you already are looking for something bad. So I don't want my feelings hurt ever again. I went through my phones of my exes because I saw that in my household. So what I saw was just like people going through my dad's phone. And I'm like, okay, well, you caught my dad doing whatever he was doing, but are you supposed to be in his phone? I don't really know. I don't know. Like, it doesn't even matter if you pay the bill for the person, or if they live with you, or they're always around you, doesn't it feel like you're being completely violated? Okay, maybe I have this view, I have this stance for my reasons. Boom. I'm gonna tell you how I went through phones. I went through a phone, someone was gay, someone was fucking my friend, and someone was just being all types of trifling. He had like about 6 or 7 other women. These are all men. I never want to see nothing like that again, ever in my life. That was me going through phones, and this is old. I ain't touching no phones. Then, when people violated me and my trust and went through my phone, usually if I'm sleeping, like I don't know what the big deal is, like why I gotta be asleep? You should just ask me, like, can I see your phone? I'm still gonna say no, you know what I mean? But just ask me. So when people went through my phone, it was the most selfish, stupid thing they could have ever done. I was sleeping one time and someone went through my phone. We had something casual, right? Like, let's not get too deep. There ain't no feelings involved. We sleeping together and we have fun and you're really cool. You're really, really cool. What happens? You wanted something more because you didn't keep your promise. You didn't keep your trust. You fell in love with me. I would fall in love with me too. If I were anybody, I would definitely fall in love with me. Are you kidding me? I'm a catch. So you went through my phone while I was sleeping after we agreed to only have something fun. You fell in love, decided to violate my privacy, and go through my personal business. Now your feelings are hurt. Now your feelings are hurt because you don't understand the rules. You don't get the rules. So you broke your own rules, you hurt your own feelings. I can't hurt your feelings if we already agreed to see other people. I didn't hurt your feelings, you hurt your own. Okay? You hurt your own feelings. And yeah, so I don't even call that getting caught. You had no business being in my phone, get out. And on top of that, after I said, okay, did you see enough? Or you can continue scrolling. I gave this person the option to keep scrolling. And when they stopped scrolling and wanted to like have a back and forth, like an argument, I'm not doing that with you. You just went through my phone, get out. You don't make any sense because I did not do anything to violate you. I was honest. I told you what this was. You agreed and thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But you don't understand. Like, I'm really like this. So when I tell you this is going to be what it is, that's it. And you couldn't take that. So you went through my phone. Violation, get out. And then the real detrimental thing, the most cringiest person that ever went through my phone, because you know I don't call people exes. I don't really like that word. Plus, if I dated you, I never dated you. Like you don't get to say that. You didn't date me. So I was sleeping. This person actually used the face recognition thing on the phone and went through my phone and got all of like information that had nothing to do with the relationship. Like, had nothing to do with the relationship. That means you went through my phone to see how much I had in my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Like my credit scores, you went and seen the conversation I'm having in group chats with my friends. Like, you know group chats are ghetto. You know that, right? I don't know about y'all group chats. Mine is crazy. It's nuts and it's really funny. But if you look at it from the outside looking in, you might just get offended. Stay out of my phone, man. What's wrong with y'all? Get out of my phone. I don't care if you paid a bill or not. Get out of my phone. If you agree to be with somebody and you trust them enough to call them your person and your partner, and you feel unsafe or insecure about something and you just feel in your gut that they're not telling you the truth, I think the first thing you should do is ask. How about you ask? Because everyone's not a scumbag, yo. I can really say this, I'm not a scumbag. I am really, really, really honest to the point where I can lose close relationships because I tell you the truth and I don't sugarcoat it. I'm working on my softer delivery, but overall, nah. Sometimes you gotta hear this. Like, you have to hear this. You have to hear some things. So No, if you ask me a question about someone who you think I'm flirting with, I might have went on a date with, somebody who you think shouldn't be around me, or I'm talking to someone you don't like, yo, ask me, because not everyone is a scumbag. You know what's disgusting? When you just in my face and you don't believe me, like I'm lying to you that much, that I wake up every day in bed with you, but I still lie. That's scumbag behavior. I believe scumbags still exist. Like, I know there are people that are really, really fucked up individuals. And when you fight so hard in my journey to be a good person, like kind and selfless, and make sure that I'm treating people the way I want to be treated, it took me a long time to get here. So if I'm being accused of something, I need 1, proof, and 2, talk to me. Why do you feel this way? Explain to me why you feel this way. Because once you touch that phone, clip, like, you don't even make no sense. You that doesn't even make any sense. And the same with me. If I'm with a person and I'm gonna call this person my partner, I'm not touching your phone, baby. I'm not touching it. If you're crazy enough to violate my trust, I don't know. Somebody might get whoop whoop. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna fight anyone. I won't fight. But what I will do is just like act like I never met you a day in my life, and I will leave you on red, and I won't even block you. I will leave you on red so that you can see that I'm ignoring you for the rest of your life. Because if you violate somebody like me, who literally, I pride myself in the non-lying in relationships part, because I've been violated so many times. I've been violated. I've been lied to. I've had people be around me and act as friends and sleep with my person I'm in a relationship with and just be like, hey guys, like, and we'd all be in the same crib, like eating dinner together. I've been violated. You know what I'm saying? I've had women around me, like, this is back in the day, like, it has to be way far back, but shit like this is such a lesson for me, and I embrace every person that I've ever been with, because I've learned so much. I've learned what I've never want. I learned what I never want to attract, and I'm good now. You know what I mean? I'm good. And I can appreciate the space I'm in now, because shit, I worked hard enough for it. And I'm talking about emotional stability, emotional health. Like, being with these people, somebody you can psychologically fuck you up by them just like thinking that it's okay for them to just be like, I don't care what you say, I'm still going through the phone. Now what? That's fucking abuse. Like, I'm sorry, you can't do that. I don't think it's right. Don't touch my stuff. That's like going in my underwear drawer and I don't know you, and you just like wearing my panties and stuff. Like, why you got on my boxes, son? I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. It's not the same thing. That's definitely not a good way to compare the two. But either way, I don't like the whole going through the phone thing. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I also get why people do it. And some people are not as blunt as I am. So I don't have any fear when it comes to approaching someone that I feel I'm not trusting. If I don't trust you, I don't have that thing in me. I don't have that thing in me that shows that I'm scared to talk to you. Like, I don't have that. If I feel like I'm being violated at this juncture in my life, the space that I'm in, if you are still making me feel as if you're doing wrong, I don't have no space for you. So that's why I don't go through phones. But some people don't have that. Some people like, I need to just see for myself. I need confirmation for myself, so I gotta be sneaky. Being sneaky takes a lot of fucking energy and a lot of work. And I've been with a lot of sneaky people, and I ain't with it. Like, I can't do the sneakiness, man. I really can't. So I would say going through phones, is it right or wrong? Circumstantial. It's up in the air for me. I'm gonna do a poll on this, because I bet you people are not okay with this answer. But don't go through my phones. Don't go through my friends' phones. But some of my friends are crazy. They'll be like, I went through her phone and also followed her to work. Like, they don't play. They don't play about theirs. I get it. But I'm tired. Ain't nobody about to go through no phone, okay? Okay, so we're going to go on to Q&A. This question is from Steel Irons on Instagram. And he said, what do you do to make yourself happy when you've fallen so low in life? Like you saying I'm low right now? Or if I've been low. What do you do to make yourself happy when you've fallen low? I get that. What I did, because I'm not low right now. I'm actually in flow. But when I was low, at my lowest point in life was when I was homeless. And I don't know if this is like 8 years ago or 9 years ago. I had nowhere to stay. Like I just was out here floating around, couch hopping, really, really, really poor. Like did not have any money, but also didn't have any guidance on where I should go next. So I was just like out. No one knew. Like no one even knew that I was homeless. I was still at parties. I was still in the studio. Like I was still doing everything that I could do, but with no place to call my own. And I found myself hopping from couch to couch or staying out really late so that I didn't have to go to sleep. There was just always something that I had to do. But I realized, Ryan, you're moving too much and you're not sitting down in one place trying to figure out how you're supposed to get out of this. How are you supposed to get out of this? And I had to pull myself together and tell myself the things that I actually can be grateful for when I had absolutely nothing. So my lowest low was when I had $11 in the bank and no home. I couldn't go live with family because that just won't work. And my mom doesn't live here. You know what I mean? I could not do that. So I made sure that I still kind of got a job and tried to navigate these spaces, but I couldn't. 9 to 5s just ain't for me. And the freelancing thing, while I was homeless and making music and modeling, I just had to carry all of my stuff in one duffel bag. No one knew why I always had this bag. But I caught myself finding reasons to be grateful when I had absolutely nothing. So if I had to wake up and I was on my friend's couch who also had roommates, so that means I'm sleeping around a bunch of people I don't know. Me breathing air the first thing in the morning, I had to remind myself, Ryan, you're alive. That's number one. Number two, you're healthy. You do have the capacity to get on a bus and go look for a job. Number three, there are Wi-Fi everywhere. I couldn't pay my phone bill, so I just took my phone to wherever Wi-Fi was and literally applied for jobs, like back to back. I never stopped. I met a couple people I dated along the way and they helped me. But no one can help you like you can help you. And my lowest point was making sure that I took action and stopped being disappointed in myself. I was so disappointed. Like I lost my apartment. I have no money. I had thousands and thousands of dollars at one point. And time went by. I don't know what happened, whether it's irresponsibility. It does not matter. I let it happen. So I knew to take full responsibility for what was going on, but to also not stress out for the things that I couldn't control. And that's what kept me from literally sinking into a hole of depression and God knows what else. Because I could have went on a really bad path because I was sad and desperate for shelter, money, food, clothing, anything. I couldn't do anything. So I figured it out, but the first part before even going and finding the courage through your depression and your disappointment and your heartache and your anger, the first thing you have to do is the self-work. I had to tell myself that this is going to be okay. This is going to pass. I'm able to be disappointed in myself and that's fine. And the last thing for me was to accept what was happening. When I had to cry because I was overwhelmed with stress and depression and not enough food, I cried, I screamed, I made sure that I felt everything. I made sure that I spoke out loud and told people around me my situation if I needed to. I made sure I spoke. I did not hold these things in, because you never know when there's going to be a blessing in front of you somewhere. So I didn't hold those things in. I made sure to feel. I did things that were free to boost my dopamine, my serotonin, which means nature, sunlight, free museums, free zoos, free tastings in the park. When there were things that were free to do while I was homeless and I was without, I made sure I did them because it gave me an extra boost. You know what I'm saying? It's free to work out because you're outside. It's free to walk around. You're outside. And you have to make sure that you are strong enough to keep yourself and your mental intact, because I could have been in a totally different place right now if I didn't hold it down for myself mentally and emotionally. I was in a psychological warfare with myself because I didn't understand how I allowed myself to get into this place when I was doing so well. And once I embraced these things and I felt better, things started happening. I got a job. It wasn't the best job ever, but I got one. After I got a job, I got another job. I met someone who lived in an apartment that was 2 bedrooms. Boom, the rent was extremely cheap. I was able to stay there and save my money for 3.5 years to get an actual apartment. And then after that, I got a bigger apartment. You get what I'm saying? It's all part of the process. So for you, asking what do you do to make yourself happy in your lowest times is just remembering why you're there, feel why you're there, ask yourself how you got there, and continue to take action. There's nothing that I did more than tell myself this is not the end. This is not the end. Everything gets better. And I also told myself that this may seem like the worst part of your life, Ryan, but there's people that are praying right now to be where you are. I got to couch hop and sometimes end up at parties and after hours and stuff like that. There's people legit with no couches to hop. There's people with less than $11 in the bank. There's people with no support system like my friends who allowed me to stay on their couches for free while I got on my feet. It was a hard time in my life, but I got through it. I certainly got through it. So still, I hope that helps. And for the people who, it wasn't only about money, it was about mindset for me. And once I got a clearer mindset of how to treat money was when my life started transforming. So these are a few secrets that I do. This is my secret. This is how I write in my journal. But I'm going to share with y'all my relationship on how I feel with money. And I hope this is helpful. And I hope these tips are valuable to you and how you view your cash. 1, tell yourself that there was never a shortage of money. There's money everywhere. Everyone is capable of making money. There's never a shortage. You're running for money as if there's not enough here. Money is everywhere. Money is an energy. It is a flow. And if you think you don't need it, if you think you're not good enough for it, it's never going to come to you. So tell yourself that there is no shortage on money. Also, I like to think of money as a game. I'm playing a game, like a competition, like how much can I do in the month of May? How much can I pull in the month of May? How much traffic can I draw towards my brand in the month of May? I always make this thing with money and currency a game or a competition with myself, as opposed to saying, damn, I don't know when the next thing is gonna come for me. Like, I don't live in doubt when it comes to cash. Because like I said, it's an energy. And if I treat it as such, it will come to me. Just like if you believe in the universe, if you believe in the law of attraction, if you believe in energy and vibrational frequency, you understand that money is just paper and it will come to you. You can't run from it. You gotta believe it's yours. You know what I mean? Treat it like it's a friend. Another thing, my goals are not regular goals. My goals are substantially high goals. Because think about this. If you want to be a master manifester, you want to be able to manifest things better and faster and more easy. You can't just say, okay, well, I need $5,000. Like, why? Every single time I journal, I meditate, I visualize, I'm thinking in the millions. I'm not even playing. I think in the millions. When I want something really quick, like a couple $1,000s here and there to move around, that can happen too, because that's what happens as freelancers. But I also manifested my life as a freelance artist. So I get to have good weeks, I get to have bad weeks. I get to over promote one week and get a bunch of clients, and then some weeks I slack and I see it. So this way, I understand I want to set my goals so high that I won't be disappointed if it's $10 to $15 to $20,000 that comes in, because I'm manifesting about 5-6 mil, okay? Set substantially high goals, like unreasonably high. Just believe that you can attain this much because you deserve it. Another thing, block out fear. Block out fear. Being afraid of your own success, like we talked about last time, is definitely a thing. But once you block out the fear of having, what can happen? What can happen to you? Failure is a part of success. Failure isn't real if you don't think success is real, right? You want to be successful, but you're scared of it because you're scared to fail? Impossible. I don't like that behavior. I don't like how it sounds. I don't like the word fear. What are we actually afraid of? Freedom? Are we afraid of doing and eating things that we want? Are we afraid of travel? Are we afraid of helping our families out financially? Are we afraid of moving into a better situation? You know, you might not want money for nice things. People always don't want these material things. People sometimes want freedom. People sometimes want to help out their homes, their spouses, their children, their moms, their dads. So you can't be afraid to want these things for yourself. Fear, I don't got no time for it. I don't got no time for it. Another thing I do is I personify money. I make it into a person, like she my best friend, okay? Like, oh, you know what? I woke up on a Monday. I know money's coming over. I know money's coming over. She's my friend. That's my homegirl. She always in my pocket. That's how I view money. I personify money because these are the easy things that work for me. These are the easy things that work for me. And you can read books on this. You can read books and watch YouTube videos on this. Like, money is this thing that's earth-shattering, and people are either afraid of it because they think it's evil or they feel they're non-deserving of it. Fuck that. Money is mine because it's an energy and I deserve all the good energy around me. It is a flow and it's not stagnant in my life. Everything that comes to me is supposed to come to me because I deserve it. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. And my last one, which is my favorite one, tell yourself that you're rich because it's your God-given right, period. Tell yourself you are already rich because you were born to be successful. I was pushed out of someone's vagina. That doesn't mean I'm supposed to fail. That means I'm supposed to be flourishing, okay? I wake up every day and say I'm rich. Rich can come in forms of all different things. I know I'm rich in spirit, I'm rich in love, I'm rich in light, I'm rich with information, I'm powerful, I'm respected, I'm limitless, I'm rich. These are the words that I say to myself in my mirror every day. Sometimes not in my mirror. Sometimes I just say it out loud. My dog be looking at me like, bitch, why are you talking to yourself again? Because someone's got to do it. And if you don't believe that you are worthy enough to live this fruitful, limitless life, it's never going to come to you no matter how hard you work. It's never going to come to you. You got to believe it. You got to believe it. I hope we ended that episode on a clear note. And I want you guys to know to value who you are. Say thank you to yourself. Practice gratitude and understand that even if you have 2 legs and 2 arms and no baby hair, you are still the shit. Like, you are amazing. Don't compare yourself. Stop comparing yourself to people this week. Cut that shit out. It's whack. You are rich. You are limitless. You are powerful. Y'all are the shit. I love you. This is Lyin, the podcast. Y'all were thinking it. I just say it. Now tell me I'm lying.